your spiritual eyes. Just really wide open spiritual eyes. And I want you to look at the person sitting next to you, if that's easily done. Just look at the person. And I want you to tell them that you're looking at the face of God right now. Just do that gently. Yeah. And so that word namaskar, that word namaste, when we say that word, we are seeing the face of God in each other. We are beholding the light of love and peace, compassion, the light of God in each other. How precious we are. What miracles we are that we can recognize the truth of who we are and why we are. Wow. And so I just want to say that to begin with, welcome on board. Unity's Flight to Higher Consciousness. My name is Marcia McCartney, as Ed so beautifully shared, and Gail. Thank you for welcoming me here. And just a moment of, it's like, where did she come from? It's like you're wondering, where did she come from? Well, Mike Davis, a really good friend of mine, I really wanted to come to the North Georgia mountains. And so I knew that Mike and Paula had come here to live, and they just keep raving about it. And one of my best friends, Reverend Luce LaCour, she and her husband Joe come up here and love it. They're going to be here next week. So it was like I've been wanting to come up here for, I don't know, months, a year. And Mike said, well, would you want to come and share the message at Unity of the Mountains? And I went, oh my, yes, I would. And so Mike, your beloved Mike and Paula, connected me with Rick. And Rick said, I've got an opening on August 28th. And I went, oh my God. Wow, talk about divine order. Good morning.
Good morning.
Unity of the Mountains. My name is Marcia McCartney, and I am a recovering spiritual being moving through that human experience on my way to higher consciousness. So, what you want to know about me, or really, I don't know if you want to know about it, but I'm going to tell you, is that I retired from full-time parish ministry last September. It's almost a year. Last September, I got the call to step away and to allow this beautiful soul, Reverend Luce LaCour, to come into her ordination, but it was like I mentored her, and it was her turn to serve. And it was my turn to step back. And so in that process, how many of us are retired here? Or semi-retired, And it's like, when I got that call to step away, I realized I know who I've been. I've been a minister for 24 years. And I was a Delta flight attendant. Well, Delta flight attendant for, 30 years, you guys. I have to put my little outfit on. my stew bag. Do y'all remember those? I used to carry one of those, you know, I carried the bag behind me, but I'm continually letting go of more stuff. So I'm going to put this up here right now for just a visual. I don't know if that's going to sit up there or not. Maybe not. Maybe it wants to sit on the floor. So, my career with Delta started in 1969. Probably before most of you were born. Yeah, sure. Sure, right. And I retired with Delta in 1999. And I took an early retirement. But most of my career in Delta, I held the position of flight attendant in charge. You know, FAIC, and I have to say, working on the different aircraft that I flew on with Delta, starting with the Convair 440. Do you all remember those prop planes? That's how old I am. Well-preserved Unity people, I'm just saying. But all the aircrafts that I flew on, the 440, the DC-8, DC-9, DC-10, the L-1011, the 727, 37, 47, 57, 67 at 45,000 feet was the best, the best training for ministry ever. And for over 50 years, I've served in some form or another, whether it was Delta Airlines or Unity. And I have to say, on Delta, I love to fly and it showed. Remember that old slogan? I love to fly and it showed. And in Unity, I have loved to serve. I've loved to minister. I've loved to counsel. I've loved to sing our Unity positive music. I've loved all different aspects of Unity ministry. At least that was my affirmation for over 20 years, 24 years. Delta was a great company to work for. Anybody fly Delta? How could you avoid it if you live in Georgia? I mean, really. But I traveled all over the world, you all. Delta gave me so many advantages, so many experiences. I met and worked with some amazing individuals, incredible people. I was as flight attendant in charge, FAIC. I was trained to manage a cabin crew of over 14 people, 14 flight attendants on the 747 or L-1011. And you know the flight attendant duties. You know what our duties were. Well, I'm going to remind you. FAA emergency procedures. You're in good hands this morning. I can evacuate this place in less than 60 seconds. Yeah. I learned a first aid, including CPR and the psychology of handling individuals, people at 45,000 feet. And as a counselor, a chaplain, a janitor sometimes, a cook, a waitress, they called us. And I cleaned toilets on those airplanes, believe it or not. I picked up barf bags on that airplane. I gave out pretzels and peanuts every single flight. And I held scared passengers' hands. Whether they were afraid of flying or they might have been going to a family member's funeral. I sat on the jump seat and shared positive, practical spirituality. I never pushed it on anybody, but I shared this path to positive living only when it was appropriate. And on more than one occasion, I hate to say this, but it's true, I counseled my fellow flight attendants who were going through some kind of recovery from drugs or alcohol. I got to share my journey, my recovery. I have 42 years of sobriety this year. Wow. And I give the credit to Holy Spirit, God, prayer, but I give the credit to Delta Airlines. Delta Airlines put me in recovery. paid for my recovery in 1977 in Atlanta, Georgia, Peachford Hospital. I'm very grateful, very grateful. I'm grateful for my life, you know, but grateful for my career with Delta. It provided me with some great tools and skills that I continue to use in my life today. The gifts that I gleaned from being a flight attendant, wow, 30 years of being a flight attendant, the ability to serve with compassion, the ability to be with people in integrity, the people I worked with, the ability to express hospitality and make people feel welcome and safe, the ability to embrace all people, all cultures, all colors, all ages. And I remember the last year that I flew for Delta, the last year, 1999, I decided I was going to savor every single moment of that last year on Delta. You know, that I was going to savor every single fellow flight attendant that I flew with, every pilot, every mechanic, every ground personnel, you know, every single city that I flew into, every single passenger. And that last year of being with Delta was the very best year of my life. Living in gratitude every single day, and I continue to do that today. Sometimes I forget. So with all that being said, I am fully qualified to serve you today on Unity's flight to higher consciousness. Yeah. We're going to look at consciousness today. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of our Unity movement, defined consciousness as life itself. So we're going to look at 4 stages of conscious evolution. They are the victim, the manifester, the channel, and the being. All stages that we move through on our experience, in our experience of being a spiritual being, having a human experience. Yeah, so welcome on board Unity Airways to higher consciousness, wherever 2 or more are gathered in the name of the living spirit of unity. We create oneness together, and that's what this community is all about, and I feel it. You can feel it when you walk in here. You know, you feel the oneness, you feel the unity, you feel the love and the peace. Yeah. We create amazing awareness when we come to unity to really take off into the higher consciousness that we were created to live in. Every single day, every single moment. So you received your boarding card. I've got to see it, everybody. If you don't have your boarding card, can't get on the flight. Woo! Ho, ho! All right. So everybody's got their boarding card, and I believe that you got a seat number on there. What's your seat number? 2B. Oh my God. Wow, that's the first class cabin. How cool is that? You all been upgraded this morning. Congratulations, yes. And your flight attendants are going to be passing out positive affirmations to you this morning. I think they already started. Yes, they did. I'm so proud of my crew. You know, so I just want you to sit back and relax. Really sit back and relax. Wow. And make sure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. You know, you're not supposed to take any of this stuff off the airplane when you retire, but, you know, flight attendants did. So make sure that your seatbelt is securely fastened, because truthfully, this is the ride of your life. This is it, the ride of your life. So I want you to be aware of the emergency exits on our aircraft today. The emergency exits are right there where you are. So all you have to do is relax. Take a big breath and let it go, release, and let go and let God. You know, and always remember, if there is a lack of any kind or a perceived lack of any kind, you will be provided with every single thing you need right there where you are. Just simply place that mask over yourself. Yeah. Place that awareness over your heart and breathe deeply of the awareness of the source of your being. The omnipotent, the all-powerful presence of God. Place that awareness in your heart and all things will be added. No lack here. No lack anywhere, you know. So, seat backs and tray tables in their upright and locked position or fully awake and aware positions. We hope you enjoy your flight with us today and every day on this great adventure we call unity. The positive path for spiritual living. Could you all whisper that with me? A positive path for spiritual living. Yay. How's that feel? So I know you all got on this morning thinking it was a nonstop flight. It's not. There are four stages that we're going to go through. 4 stops on our flight today. Conscious spiritual evolution. You know, the first stage that we look at is the to me stage, the victim stage, and we all begin here. We all begin in this stage, and for most of us, we move out of it pretty quickly as we grow up, you know. But for others, we stay here our whole lives. And I know you know who I mean, you know. You know, and at this stage, we might say things like, why did they do that to me again? Why did he say that to me? Why did she do that to me? So at this stage in consciousness, it's not about being victimized by our situation, the situation we're in. It's about being victimized by the thoughts about the situation. Do you get that? Not about the situation, about our thoughts about the situations. It's about all those unexamined beliefs and thoughts that we have constantly running. You all know what I mean. Oh my gosh. So you know what? There's a lot of unclaimed baggage here. There's a lot of unclaimed baggage in this place. And we can be easily manipulated. We can be influenced by other people. We seem to look at people as they have power over us, you know, like moms and dads and teachers and politicians and even preachers, you know. So in this stage, we might be greatly influenced by the collective beliefs of society. You know, the ideas and the beliefs that we took on early in life, and we never really questioned them. We just took them on because someone more powerful or we thought was smarter or more intelligent told us to believe that way. You know, Socrates said the unexamined life is not worth living. So we might beseech an external deity to come to our rescue. Foxhole kind of God here, you know. We might hold a belief in a kind of Santa Claus God that doles out favors, you know, to the good ones and withholds from the others and punishes, you know, and put cold in our stockings at Christmas time, you know. There's blame in this place. In this stage is blame. And to move beyond this stage, we have to cultivate the F word. Oh my. Forgiveness. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yes. We forgive to free ourselves, not to free the other person. It's about freeing ourselves. It's an inside job, you all. The truth is all forgiveness is self-forgiveness. forgiveness. Because if we really believe what we teach here, what we hold as truth, a principle, there is only one presence and one power. There is only one of us here, you know. I know I'm not preaching to the choir, you know, or I do know that I'm preaching to the choir, but, you know, forgiveness is about setting ourselves free, and that is the key to evolving out of the victim stage, the to-me stage. And so to enter the next stage, to go beyond this stage to higher consciousness, forgiveness is key. Are you with me on that one? Yes. So to go beyond that stage, then we enter the by-me stage, the manifester stage. This is when we begin to understand that our thoughts have a direct relationship on what's happening in our lives. This is like the entry point to unity. Isn't it cool? This is when we start having unity parking spaces at Kmart, you know? This is the place when we become more awake and more aware. We discover the universal laws of attraction, of mind action, and we get it. Then we begin to practice these laws. We begin to manifest the laws of abundance and prosperity that unity teaches. And we get it, that life doesn't happen by chance, but as a direct result of how we think about our lives. Thoughts held by me. Manifestor stage, by me. So this is the stage we give up blame and we take up the R word. What do you think the R word is? Responsibility. I think somebody got it back there. Responsibility. At this stage, we look at what we've created, and we can create more of it, whether it's good or bad, or uncomfortable or comfortable. We can create more of it. And at this stage, we begin to understand there is a power within us that we can use. And the funny thing is, to evolve to the next stage, we've got to give up the personal control that we just got, you know, we just realized we had, you know. We have to turn it over and put the control in something greater than ourselves. And I know if any of you in this room are a part of the 12-step program, you know this very well. Turn my will and my life over to the care of something greater. So we begin to cultivate the S word here, surrender. Like the caterpillar. Like the caterpillar surrenders to the different stages of its transformation, we have to let go of the little ego me to make room for the greater me. Step outside the cocoon of blame and forgetting. Forgetting who we really are and why we're really here. And to go beyond even that stage, it moves us to become a vehicle, a channel, an instrument, an opening through which life has its way with us, for us, through us. This is the through me stage. It's been called living in the zone. Have you ever been in the zone? You know, wow, the spiritual zone. You know, you probably experienced moments in your life beyond words and thoughts where you knew something took over. I like saying it's being surprised by spirit. Ken and I were surprised by spirit yesterday. We went to Blood Mountain, you all. And we went to Hilton Falls.
Hilton Creek.
And we went to the falls, and we had jeans and, you know, our jacket on, and we were like in the moment. We knew we had to get underneath that falls and feel the water, and we did. We went in we kept our clothes on, thank goodness, because there were people around. But it was the coolest thing. Like in that moment, we knew we had to do this. Didn't know why, but we had to do it. It was just the most, I felt like I was being baptized by the Spirit in that moment, because just letting go and going with the zone. And it's like being in the flow. We were certainly in the flow yesterday. It's the flow. It is the flow. It isn't something we force at all. We just have to let it be and become open and receptive and ready and willing. And at this stage, listening becomes our practice. It's stage we focus on what we can give and give, because we have so much to live. Here I am, Lord, becomes our mantra. Use me becomes our mantra. Use me, O Lord. I'm here for you, and here I'll abide. Show me all that I can be. And this is how we go beyond even the channel stage into the being stage, the as-me stage of spiritual conscious evolution. We allow our personal sense of separation to dissolve. That nothing blocks our full realization of our oneness with the infinite. When the ancient masters said, if you want to be given everything, the Tao Te Ching says, everything. Give everything up. Wow. We're no longer in the zone, you all. We have become the zone. I and the Father are one. When you see me, you've seen the one who sent me. The Buddha expressed it simply as I'm awake. This is living grace. This is amazing grace. This is enlightened grace. This is awakened grace. This is living bliss. We deepen our listening here. It becomes the first thing we do in the morning, last thing we do at night. It's all we do all day. It's like total devotion to our unity with the infinite. That's all we crave and want in our lives, because we are so totally fulfilled. This is the place of namaste every day in every way. This is the place to be. And you took your seat there today. In the first class cabin of your life. Upgraded. And we're all here to remember and rediscover our true selves as spiritual beings having this human experience, and all of the stages and levels and all of the stages of consciousness are holy and important. And at any moment we can be in any of those stages of consciousness. We can be the victim, we can be the vehicle, we can be the victor, and we can go beyond. Life is consciousness. Our journey and our practice is to stay awake in each moment, to always be willing to surrender to with full attention, to wake up in every moment, to be the light, to be the love, to be the peace of God made real. To me or by me. To me, by me. Through me, as me. That is the question that life is always offering. Come up higher. Beyond where we've been. So I'm going to invite you to just gently close your eyes right now. If we could we turn the lights off? Is that possible? Yeah. I think we have a rain stick that we're going to, yay. So again, just gently close your eyes. I want you to listen to the words of Rumi, just for a moment. Out beyond the ideas of right and wrong doing, out beyond the ideas of right and wrong doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Will you lay down in that grass with me now? Will you take the next moment, the next moment, the next moment to lie down in that grass? Feel yourself fully embraced by the deepest and the most profound love you have ever experienced. Right there where you are, a peace so deep that nothing can disturb the calm peace of your mind, your heart, your body. And as you lie there in this sweet-smelling, cool grass that is like a comforter wrapping its soft arms of cotton around you, you take the time right now to remember who you are and why you're here. Out beyond. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Take another deep breath. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And gently open your eyes. Thank you all for flying with us today on Unity's Flight to Higher Consciousness. We have gone beyond where we've been before because there's never been a moment like there is now. Namaste.
Namaste.